Hey, welcome to the Northwest Georgia football Friday night scoreboard scrim week one. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get in here, man. And rainy, lightning first week of the season. Um, like I said, if you haven't been to our webpage, NWGAfootball.us, we have a food section this year, man. So if you're on the road traveling, we got some places you can eat, mom and pop places. Me and Benton tried one tonight, man. Shannon Diner, just
Shannon
down the
Diner.
street down the street from Auto High School, man. Pretty good little place.
Park in the church
Got a
parking
little,
lot, walk over there, and,
yeah, got
and
us a little
good
barbecue
barbecue.
plate. Very good barbecue. Well, all right, man. We'll save our game till last. We'll go over some of these other scores that we've got tonight. If anybody else has any scores they want to tell us, they can log in YouTube, Facebook, send us a message. Tell us who scored, who did what, who made the big tackles. We'll get everybody's name on here. Um, Northwest Whitfield Calhoun. Last score I saw 21-14 at half. Man, that's pretty impressive for the Bruins.
I would agree. Now I don't know. I don't know who played what. I would assume the varsity played the whole first half for both sides.
Yep. I know Calhoun jumped out to a 21-7 lead or a 21-0 lead. But Brooker came back and threw a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter, made it close. I think Northwest Whitfield's going to be a tough team this year in 7-4A. Couple of touchdowns in the second quarter, made it close. See what we
I
got
think
going on
it's going to
here.
be fun to see that region this year.
Yeah, I know our buddy Chris was out at Pepperell tonight. He saw the North Murray Pepperell game. I think that one got delayed by lightning after that, so there was no Cartersville in that one tonight. But North Murray
Mm.
14, Pepperell 10 in their 2 quarters of play. I know DJ Rogers had an 87-yard touchdown run. That was the touchdown for Pepperell. This is a good showing here. 20-20 final. Bowdon, Heard County. I know the Heard County group was playing with a lot of emotion tonight. They had that young fella get killed this week, and
Yeah, I
they're
hate
playing with
that.
heavy hearts, man. Yeah. I think the varsity portion 14-7. I mean, I think I told somebody earlier on one of the shows we did, man, Heard County is going to be the surprise team, I think, from the teams that we cover. They had a real strong summer. Um, I think they're going to surprise some people this year.
I agree. I think, and I agree with this guy's comment too. No touch rule on the QBs. That changes the game a lot. I mean, we've seen, just tonight both QBs. One of them had a no touch rule. The other one was running around. But I mean, it made it different when the quarterback could move out of the pocket and make plays.
Yep. Scrimmage season, man. You don't ever know, huh? Never know how they're going to play it. I
Yeah,
know Coosa
I've seen
tonight,
all
they
kind
had
of
that
different
weird.
formats.
Yeah, Coosa tonight had that scrimmage where they got 8 offensive plays, and then the other team would get 8 offensive plays, and you just went back and forth 2 possessions, and you got eight possessions to score 8 touchdowns or 8 first downs. Um, from what I hear, Coosa lost that one 7-6 in a close one.
And that was to a team from Tennessee, right?
Saudi Daisy. Somebody said, "Nah, man, varsity is 7 over uh, Heard County. Bowdon was up 27, not 14-7." Bowdon next Friday night is traveling up to the
It was
Northeast Georgia Mountains to play Raven County next Friday night. Final scrimmage of the season. Haven't heard anything on the Temple Mount Zion game. If anybody has any updates or scores on Temple Mount Zion, Texas, man, would love to hear what Coach Nix did in his first unofficial game with the Temple Tigers. I think probably the biggest surprise tonight though was
Adairsville. We
Commerce
hadn't
and
heard
Gilmer
anything out of
County.
Adairsville last time.
Here we got Charles, man. Charles was on location tonight in Heard County. What's going on,
Evening, fella.
Charles?
Oh, just getting to the house where I actually has some internet service.
Sporting that state champion Heard County shirt, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the game, man. I heard played pretty well in that first half.
Yeah, we came out a little flat on the first series, but then we got our feet up under us and did pretty well, especially considering playing a really good team in Bowdon, and of course Robert McNeil was doing his thing all night, but definitely some high points. I mean, on the varsity side, we ended up losing, if you can say that word in scrimmage, but 20-7.
Yeah.
But our TV looked sharp out there in that fourth quarter. So,
Who do y'all play next Friday? Are you off?
No, we got Central at home next Friday.
Oh. That should be a good one.
But it was a real emotional night because of the death of Hunter Huey, the freshman, earlier this week, and his brother, who's slated to be our starting quarterback. He is a senior and he's a linebacker. Ended up deciding to play tonight because Hunter had been looking forward to playing Bowdon because we hadn't been able to play Bowdon. We hadn't played Bowdon in several years. And, you know, and they're our next door neighbor, and then Todd Huey Jr. Ended up wearing his brother's jersey, number 41, in his honor, and their sister was on the sidelines and with the cheerleaders. The whole family was out there, and it was kind of emotional, but it was but Todd Huey did great at linebacker like he always does. He's the one I was talking about in the preseason that rides the bulls on Saturday nights. So so it was kind of an emotional night. There's been a few deaths here in the West Georgia area of some young people that heard in Bowdon and Mount Zion. So
yeah,
but definitely
it's sad. I heard
points. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, see, I heard about that girl from Mount Zion last weekend down in Carrollton and that shooting. That was crazy.
Yeah.
In that parking deck.
Definitely.
Thoughts and prayers with the Heard County community. That's coming from Bowdon.
Beasley family. That's a good family right there too. Mr. Beasley Bowdon, he definitely was a force tonight. But Todd Huey actually lined up against him, probably giving up about 30, 40 pounds. They went at it.
Here's a question for you, Charles. What did you think about Aaron Beasley's little cousin from Bowdon?
That's who I was just talking about. I mean, he had a very good night. He should have moved over to Herd too.
You still got time, right? Is he a senior?
I don't know what he's a junior or senior, but yeah, he's a big kid. But man, he can move. But him and McNeil back there are going to be a real tough combo for a lot of teams in that D2 this year.
She said, "Yeah, he's a junior. That's her son." So, yeah. Well, all right, y'all. Charles, we appreciate it, man. You can stick around with us if you want to.
All right.
Trying to get some more updates here on some of these scores around. Have you heard anything on Temple there? Temple and Mount Zion?
I hadn't heard anything. I had most of my tweets I put out tonight took me about 15 minutes to finally get them to send.
I know how that is.
Yeah, we're still looking for some information on East Ridge and LFO. I haven't seen any tweets or scores come across for that one. I think that's a pretty important game for the Gilmer people. They're heading to LFO opening week of the season in 2 weeks. What about Rockmart and Bremen? Yeah, what I heard, I'm gonna go back and watch the replay after we get off on WZOT Facebook. But Rockmart scored 21 points in the first quarter. I heard they put a lot of their second team guys in the second quarter, and the final was 38-0 over Bremen.
Goodness.
Yeah, 38-0 final. I think one of the most impressive scores I heard tonight was Coahulla Creek over Gordon Central, 35-6 in 2 quarters. They say Case Kinnaman had a good game, rushed for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown. Um, Manny Dominguez, is that his name, Benton?
I think so, yes.
The wide receiver? Yeah, said he had a pick six, 40-yard pick six. Like I said, Coahulla's going to be good this year, I believe. The Cinderella has found her slipper. All right, Ben, let's talk about the game that we were at tonight, man. Sonoraville at Model. What was your take from that game?
Going in, we talked about it in the pregame. Going in, we knew more, or we thought we knew more about Sonoraville than we did Model, and we learned a lot about Model. One thing we learned definitely is quarterback's a player on both sides of the ball. Silver is his last name.
Yep.
I don't want to call it. What was his first name again?
Was it Dylan? Number 16?
I don't know. I get them confused. There's more than one Silver that's come through Model. I don't want to call him the wrong name. So anyway, he was a force on offense and defense, and they didn't have the non-contact jersey on him, and he was running around. He made some plays, and you'll see a couple of his highlights here in a minute when I show you the highlight package that I come up with from the game. It was 21-0 at the end of halftime, which was the end of the varsity play. Sonoraville was up 21-0, but we talked about it earlier. Sonoraville had to earn it all. It's not like they had. It wasn't a cakewalk. Let's say that it was earned passing, running, and what'd you think about the defenses in the game?
I was just about to say that about the Model defense. One of the takeaways I took was the Model run defense was actually pretty good. I can't remember Sonoraville gaining more than 2 or 3 yards on any run play. I mean, they got all their big yards through the air. I think they seem to stop them pretty well, like you said, with Silvers. Joey Samples had a good game at linebacker. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of course,
him making
big
plays.
You talk about the defense. I think that's going to be the Sonoraville bread and butter this year, man. They got 3 real good, solid linebackers. Skylar Bradley. I just know it was 11, 51, and 32 were the 3 guys that were just beast right there. Linebacker spot. 32. Trying to pull up a roster here, but I don't think this roster is up to date that I'm looking at. It's got people on here from back in the day.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good roster. I do have those highlights if you want to show those highlights from that game.
Yeah, go ahead and bring them up. Zach McAbee, 32.
First play of the game. Physical game. You could tell left tackle there for Sonoraville, the big man, about 6'6". I mean, he's probably 300. Ridge Red on that play, the big tight end from Sonoraville. The quarterback that we were talking about.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
What did we say his size was? About 5'10", probably about 180, 175.
Yep.
Getting around the end there.
Boom. To lowering that shoulder.
Yeah, lowering his shoulder, trying to get in there. Boom, what a hit. That was one of those linebackers you were talking about there. One thing we come into the game looking for, we're looking for more carries or a carry out of Daniel Jolly, and we didn't see any. Maybe that was by design. I'm not sure, but he played some receiver, but I didn't really see him much at the running back position.
Yeah. Like I said, the game got cut short, there in the third quarter with Lightning. I think they tried to go to him early in that quarter. Model picked off a pass early in the third quarter, with the Sonoraville second team in. And, I mean, they started to look like they were getting ready to roll, but
yeah,
with
and
the rain,
the weather,
and lightning in the area. Yeah. Jackson can run and throw, though, man. He's going to be tough.
I agree. He squares his shoulders up well. He throws the ball well. And when you got weapons like Ridge Red here, 19 on the end, makes it a lot easier. Not sure who 14 is, but that was a good catch there.
There's big Ridge.
Again, Ridge
Red right there. Yep. He got 3 or 4 catches there in the first half.
He did. It's like they were definitely trying to get him the ball. I don't blame him. Big play from Sonoraville defense.
14 is Keegan Townsend.
Too. Do what?
14 is Keegan Townsend.
There you go.
He scored a touchdown later too.
There's your 51. Ridge Red again. He probably had 5 or 6 catches in the shortened game, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, and we hate to bring this up, man, but for those at home that are wondering where the Zach Lyles highlights are, Zach turned his ankle early in the first quarter, set the rest of the scrimmage. We hope he's doing better. See him back out there in a couple of weeks.
And this was, I think this was late in the game, the interception that it's coming. Got model sideline going, and like you said, they had a little momentum, but the weather got them.
Yeah, he picks that pass off, and I think they get the ball down here about the Sonoraville 40-yard line, run one pass play, and then lightning strikes. Ball game.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, so I think if you're on the model side, man, you have to be not impressed or not happy. I mean, because you gave up 21 points, but the rush defense did well.
I think both sides can see a lot of good out of it.
I know Model goes to Lafayette next Friday night. I think Sonoraville's off.
Yeah. Speaking of Lafayette, I talked to head coach Andy Scott in a one-on-one interview we did here for Team FYN and Northwest Georgia football. That'll air tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we're just basically conversating about what the Lafayette Ramblers have coming back, looking at their schedule and man, they got a lot returning, a lot more than I thought, and most likely an all-state kicker as well, and Mr. Brown that they have. So should be an interesting year. You know, we had a quick discussion about that region and kind of the parity in it and how it should be fun to see how it turns out.
Speaking of 6 AAA, man, if anybody has any information on the Adairsville Woodland game tonight, man, text us and tell us how that went. I haven't seen any information about that game at all.
I can't
And for
find
the
anything on it.
and for those turning in to see how Rome and Kale did, for some unknown reason, Kale canceled the scrimmage tonight with Rome. I think Rome went back to the field house and scrimmaged a little bit, and they're looking for an opponent for next Friday night. So if there's any team out there in Northwest Georgia that's off next Friday and wants to play, come on down to Barron Stadium.
Oh, what an enticing! um, right here on their Twitter page, Rome Wolves football, it says, "Don't mind us, we're just here making lemonade." Cancel scrimmage means red and gold in our indoor, in the indoor facility. Oh, I know this is not. I don't think so. Rayburn, they didn't scrimmage tonight, did they?
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about it. I know they got Bowdon next Friday night up there in Tiger, Georgia.
Our buddies over in Dade County, they didn't scrimmage tonight. I think they scrimmage next week, but they had meet the Wolverines tonight with the young kids and anybody that wanted to come meet the Dade County Wolverines.
Yeah, I know Coach Poston and the rest of the Wolverines over there, they're pretty excited about the season. I think Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe plays up there next Friday night. That place is always packed out. If you haven't been to a game up in Trenton, man, it's a great place to go and watch a game.
Yeah.
If you don't have any kids or anybody in the band and you just like traveling around watching football, you got to put Dade County on your list. Right, Charles?
Yeah, that was a fun place, definitely.
Big news. Adairsville 35, news. Woodland 12 in the varsity. That's Very the good. First update I've seen. Also, I want to say, hey, to Big Matt and Diamond Dean had me down there on their Northeast Alabama show or North Alabama show. They do a similar thing to what we do, and they do a good job.
I saw that, man. I saw that show, man. I'm still excited about that. You sitting there with that Alabama blanket next to you, and
well,
that was incredible, man.
I had lights. It was kind of blind to me, so I didn't worry about the blanket that was next to me there. It didn't rub off on me. Don't worry. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I'll have to talk with Big Matt about that my next appearance.
Hey Thomas, I'm curious how the Tigers scored their 35 points, man. If you Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Didn't never look better, man. Sitting next to that Alabama blanket. I just knew you were going to reach over and get it and cover up with it.
I wanted to cover up with the number 1 team in the nation's blanket, not the number 2. Anyway,
Thomas said Chris Roper scored 2 touchdowns tonight for Adairsville. Like I said, man, I told you guys in a tweet earlier this week when we were talking back and forth that Chris Roper is probably personally one of my favorite players around here this year, man. Great kid, great family, hard worker. I'd like to see him do well this year.
He says, go to Dade early in the year. Once November rolls around, miserable weather capital of Northwest Georgia. I have been over there late in the year and seen rain, sleet, and snow all in one occurrence.
And it's hard from our neck of the woods because you have to go over that mountain to get there. If you go the quote unquote short way, you have to take that 2 lane road over the mountain. And I've heard stories in the winter during basketball season, man, of having people having to hold their head out the door to look for the road with all the ice and snow. And
Spreading it around, it seems. That's a good sign going forward for the Adairsville Tigers.
yeah. Hey, Thomas, do the Tigers play next Friday night, or do they have a bye week before week one? I'm trying to remember who they open up with. I know they have a pretty tough schedule heading into the season. I think their first week they have a bye during the regular season. They play Cherokee Bluffs, Rabun County, and Cass. So their first 3 games of the year. Pretty
Man,
tough month to get the season started.
yeah, they'll be battle tested.
Yep. Thomas says they're off the next 2 weeks, man. So if they got banged and bruised up tonight, they got a couple of weeks to get healthy for Cherokee Bluffs. Cherokee Bluffs is playing in the Corky Kale, man. So we'll get to see how they do. I
Wow.
think they might be playing. I think they're playing West Forsyth, maybe.
Adairsville might be up there with with Pickens for toughest first 4 games in Northwest Georgia. I mean, there's some tough games on those schedules.
hmm Who else we have going tonight? Like I said, we're still looking for East Ridge LFO. If anybody has any information on that one, and Temple and Mount Zion is another one that we haven't heard anything about tonight. Like I said,
Yeah,
Coach Nick's first unofficial game as a Temple Tiger. He'll be right down the street from me here next Friday night, playing in Marmurchie Indians.
Yeah,
I've not been able to find anything on Temple.
yeah, I'd like to see how Temple was looking.
Like I said, we covered Gordon Central, Coahulla Creek. Coahulla Creek with a big 35-6 varsity win. That North Murray Cartersville Pepperell trifecta scrimmage. I don't know if it's still going on. It got delayed by lightning. North Murray beat Pepperell 14-10. Sonoraville Model we covered. Villa Rica Troop County, that's another one I haven't seen anything on. Saudi Daisy 7-6 over Coosa in the varsity first half. Calhoun 21-14 over Northwest Whitfield. As we just
I
heard
think
from Adairsville 35-12 over Woodlands. And Rockmart 38-0 over Bremen.
I just come across a highlight from that Troop game, but I don't see any kind of scores.
This is a game you're going to be at next Friday night, right, Ben? I think a lot of people around here are curious about this one. Cherokee County, Tryon heading over to center. And
I know there's multiple people curious because I think wasn't it Sonoraville said that they had Cherokee County on their schedule as well? Somebody does. Was it Sonoraville or Model?
yeah. Model actually opens
Model.
with Cherokee County.
Yeah, Model has Cherokee County, so that'll be a good get to see how they match up against Tryon, and then Tryon has Model later in the year, so I mean they're kind of playing each other. So
Speaking of Model, man, how about the biggest surprise at Model tonight to me were the guys that weren't dressed out.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any idea of that, but it seems as though somebody has finally talked. I can't remember their brothers out into playing. One of them's about 6'6". He's probably 240, 250, maybe bigger.
Yeah.
And the other guy, he's a good athlete as well. And I wish I had their names.
Yeah, he looked like a beast without his pads on. I can't imagine what he's going to look like when he comes out there in shoulder pads, man. It's going to be
Yeah,
scary.
they were still in the acclimation, so they couldn't play tonight. But they definitely play next week, from what we've been told.
Somebody asked if Gordon Lee and Is Gordon Lee
Go
and
ahead.
Trine still in the same region, man? Gordon Lee, no, actually got bumped up to AAA, and Trine is down in Single A.
But they
They're still
will
going to play
play.
first. Yeah, yeah, they're going to play first week of the season to keep that streak going. But Gordon Lee's got a challenge up there in AAA.
So here we go. On the basketball website, because both of these guys are basketball players, Jakenis Hurd is the slimmer guy of the two. He's about 6'5", 180, 185. And then you have Jemias Hurd, which, measures in at about 6'8", 270. So put some cleats and a helmet on, this dude's going to be massive. Not sure if he's ever played football. Not sure if either one of them have ever played football, but I bet you he can get in the way.
That's what I was about to say. The big guy, whether he's played football or not, just tell him to go out there and just hit somebody. Just get in somebody's way. Just push the guy in front of you, and huge.
Yeah. Here is just a quick pop up. Like I said, I don't have a score from that troop and Villarica, but here's a highlight. Looks like the troop quarterback getting physical. So there was definitely no dead no dead quarterback play in that game. He's just lowering the shoulder and making a good run there. If anybody's
Hey
got
Charles,
that.
didn't Hurd go down there in the summer and do a paddy camp with Troop and LaGrange or?
Yeah, we did with LaGrange and Billerica and Harris.
Yeah, like I said, I knew I hadn't heard much about Hurd up until that paddy camp, man. It seemed like them boys just got excited after they hit some people.
Yeah, they definitely woke up.
Let's see. What's the schedule?
Did we talk about the Gilmer Commerce game?
Oh yeah, Gilmer and Commerce, man. That was the maybe the surprise of the night. Gilmer, what was the final? 17-13, 3 quarters.
I believe so.
Yeah. Paul Standard, man. From what I hear, they've turned that program around up there in Gilmer, and they're going to be tough to beat, man. I know they opened the season at Lakeview, Fort Oglethorpe, a couple of weeks. They're going to be a tough out going forward. Somebody says Troop County has the best band they ever saw.
Was that one of those crossover games that you saw that game at, Big Matt? We were talking about that when I was down there on the show. He was talking about how that they love those Georgia Alabama crossovers. Like I believe Cedartown and Piedmont played, or maybe Rockmart and Piedmont in the crossover games. Man, that's big time football right there.
Hurd County, look, they have athletes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Hurd will be ready come playoff time. Hurd's just in there with what? Temple and no, they got Lamar County, right? Lamar County, Crawford County, and Temple are the 4 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're guaranteed a playoff spot. It's just a matter of where.
Well, where I want to play.
Yeah. 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 What's some of the games on schedule for next Friday night?
Next week, I'll pull it up. I was just looking at that a while ago. Definitely, I know Thursday night I'll be in Fort Payne for Chattooga's traveling to Fort Payne on a Thursday night. So I get to double dip next week, Thursday and Friday next week. That'll be awesome. Trying to find your.
I think I saw there was actually a few teams around here that were playing on Thursday night.
I'm trying to find that that you posted that everybody was putting their comments on.
Like I said, I know we got Temple at Armurchie is one game we have next Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Stevens County will be in Fannin County. Fannin County will play their last scrimmage before opening the season. That should be good. When Stevens County, I know, is in the top 10. Fannin County should have a strong team again this year. Rockmart is traveling to Pickens County. That'll be a good game.
I'm thinking
Like I
I
said,
saw. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Thinking I saw where Southeast is playing Murray County next week in a scrimmage.
Yeah, you got Model Lafayette. Like I said
Mm-hmm.
before, going over to Cherokee County. Two at Fort Payne. Darlington, I think, is at Callaway.
I believe. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Have you heard much about them this year, Charles? I know you're down that area.
No, I get most of my information from Andrew Caraway, following him. But I mean, the little bit I've seen on them, I mean, they're looking pretty sharp. But I mean, it's Callaway. Every year they just replenish. So I'm really interested in late in the year when they take on Elka. I think that's going to be a really good game with Callaway and Elka. But Callaway should do, other than Elka, they should do well in that region they're in.
Yeah, I saw where they're both, ranked in the top 10 to start the season. Elka, Eagles Landing Christian, they're ranked number one, of course. I think they're probably a 20-point favorite over Callaway right now. They have one of the strongest teams in any division. I saw where they got like 4 or 5 kids on the roster who are at least four-star.
Yeah,
which is not surprising from a private school, especially a private school in the Atlanta area.
yeah, but their coach left,
and not too surprising, but an update from the North Murray, Cartersville, Pepperell trifecta. The Canes in the first scrimmage for them against North Murray, 21-0, Cartersville. And Cartersville has Pepperell coming up next. So
They
sounds
still
like
gonna
they
play
stuck it out.
They're still going to play it at 11:40. If so, I might have to go out here and jump in the car and head on down there.
The update that I just saw come from Cartersville football's page about 30 minutes ago that they won 21-0 over North Murray. So I'm sure they're playing now.
Yeah. That's one of the teams that we really hadn't heard that much about either in the off season, but you knew they were going to come back loaded,
Mm-hmm.
Cartersville.
well, guys, I'm going to hop off here.
All right, Charles. Well, thanks for joining us. Said you're welcome back any Friday night you want to hop on and talk about them Herd County Braves.
I'll be here as much as I can.
All right, man. Later.
Also, I just got another update here. It says a running clock slows the Canes a bit, but they beat Pepperell 7-0 in the second part of that.
It sounded like the defense for Pepperell might be pretty good, huh? Decent. I mean, they held North Murray to 14 points in that half that they played, and we've seen North Murray in a few 7-on-7s this year, and they look pretty stout.
They do.
I think the big question with Pepperell this year is going to be the offense, though. With Waddell not playing a new quarterback, inexperienced quarterback. Cedartown. Oh, yeah, that's a scrimmage next week. That's pretty interesting. I think Cedartown's going to Cass next Friday night.
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
There's a lot of buzz around here about Cass this year, man, because Cass is playing in the Corky Kale that following Friday night.
There's a lot of buzz about Cass. This guy says Pepperell at Dalton next week. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and this Rockmart defense, especially the linebackers, look sharp. I've heard that from a couple of people tonight. Like I said, as soon as I get off here, I'm logging on to WZOT and I'm gonna watch at least the first quarter of that game, man, just to put my eyes on them Yellow Jackets.
WZOT. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, WZOT Radio on Facebook.
I got you on Facebook. Okay.
hmm Hey, like I said, man, we're still looking for East Ridge LFO updates and Temple Mount Zion, man. If anybody has any information on those two games that they want to share, feel free to comment on Facebook or YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I mean, we're here every Friday night for the rest of the season, probably one or two times during the week with some preview shows or just to get on here and just yip yap. I mean, we love high school football and we'll talk about it every night of the week if we could.
I got a score update for your East Ridge and LFO.
Okay.
14-7 LFO. LFO scored on a long touchdown pass to Trayvon Gott, which is not surprising, and a fumble recovery by Brody Rizzo is what I'm being told.
I mean, that's pretty impressive score, you know. I mean, they got a new coaching staff up there at LFO this year. I know the players are excited. It seems like the fans are excited going into 2022. They'll be at Dade County next Friday night, and then they open the season at home in 2 weeks against Gilmer County.
This Mr. Michael Williams says that the Bremen team, besides a couple of misfortunate issues, it looks like look pretty good.
Hey, Michael, if you're still on, man, did the big guy play fullback tonight?
Because that's what we've
Sweat,
been told.
yeah, Caden Sweat. I was curious if he was really going to play fullback, number 27, big kid. I think he's an offensive lineman that's committed to App State.
He is.
East Ridge, LFO. All right, I guess the only one we don't know is Temple, and yeah, he said, yeah, he's a big dude. I can imagine, man.
What 24 strong TV live game was?
I'm not really sure what that means.
What you talking about, Big Matt? 24 strong
24
TV live.
strong. I gotta say something about my hometown Armurchie Indians tonight. You know, if there's any Indians out there at the field tonight watching, they're camping out tonight at the high school, cooking up Boston butts all night long. They got tents set up on the field, spending the night out there. Man, if you're hungry tomorrow afternoon, come by Armurchie High School, get you some Boston butt, hot off the grill. Oh, Mount Zion game, he says. Yeah, do you have a score, Big Matt?
And it seems like he may be watching it.
Yeah, Michael said big Sweat made it through the line pretty good, but after that he didn't have much speed. I mean, you just need what 3.5 yards to carry, and you'll you'll win every week. How about the passing game for Rockmart tonight? Did Rockmart have to throw the ball much? Did Davis have to air it out, or did they just run the ball? Yeah, I know the Rome fans were disappointed tonight, man, that their game got canceled. I know they were looking forward to going down to Kale, and they got big expectations down there at Rome this year. And like I said, I think we said when we started the show, if your team's off next Friday night and you want a game, the Rome Wolves are looking for one. I figure they'll probably travel. They'll probably even travel to you.
Boy, and
With the
like we
pouring
talked
down.
about earlier, that is extremely enticing, huh?
Yeah. And if it's pouring down rain, they'll play you in that indoor practice facility. What about Carrollton? For all our people down in West Georgia, did Carrollton play a game tonight? I know one of the games on our list for next week is South Paulding at Hiram. That's going to be an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Case and Wiseman, the quarterback for South Paulding, he's supposed to be committing next Friday night, or next. So we'll find out where he's going before that game. Hey, if we still have any people watching live, man, who was the most surprising player you saw tonight? If anybody wants to comment, somebody that they didn't know of before tonight. For me, it was Silvers at Model. It says Carrollton is at Alexander next week. Last scrimmage before the season opener. I know there's a lot of expectations down there, man. People waiting to see what Juju does. Freshman quarterback starting for Carrollton.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it earlier today. The big time wide receiver from Villarica come in there.
The central line tonight. 7 Iowa Spalding in the varsity first half.
Gotcha.
Michael Williams said Rockmart that J.D. Davis had big plays through the air, athletes all over the field. Running back was by committee. Like I said, they're going to be a tough team, man. I expect to see them late in the season, game 14, possibly game 15. You know, they have the talent down there in all positions to make a run. I mean, the key with all the teams that we follow around here, especially the smaller teams, is staying healthy, man. Everybody's got to stay healthy. There's not a lot of depth on these rosters. Um, we saw that tonight with Lyles getting hurt. I mean, you hate to see your best player get hurt in a scrimmage game.
Yeah, man, we saw what happened there. It was literally right in front of us, and I had it on film, and I just deleted the video, and we just you know, God, that was tough. You know, and we were, you know, he had it on ice, and he was still on the sideline, so he didn't have to go in an ambulance or anything. And I think the latest update we got was just an ankle sprain, so that's good. Hopefully he can get over that and you know, be ready 100% by region play for sure. And you just hate it for the
next
kid.
Week. Yeah, absolutely.
As a senior, you know.
I mean, because not so much the pain from getting hurt, but you know, it hurts their heart more than it hurts anything else. You know.
Yeah, you could see he was just visibly frustrated, you know, with the fact that it happened. You know. I don't know exactly what we got here. Yeah, I think we've made that.
Yeah,
we've made that comment. I totally agree.
Yeah, this is absolute truth right here, huh? You know, I know when I made my picks for the playoff spots, I didn't go in and look see who played who where. You know, I probably should have, and you know who had home field advantage when they played who. But yeah, it's gonna be a battle, man. Absolute battle.
We got a second. I'll pull it up and we'll see who plays where.
I have a feeling that Northwest Bruin team might be pretty good, man. If they battled Calhoun tonight 21-14 with Owen Brooker. I mean, he's one of our 2022 Player of the Year candidates. I mean, he had over 3,500 yards last year as a junior, man. He's tough, you know. You saw him
Absolutely.
live last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He had I don't even think it was one of his best nights, but he had definitely enough uh, to uh, to beat us last year. Uh, I'll give us credit though. They hung around with him for a little while, but they do a good job with their scheme, and he's a good player.
Yeah, I know after they played Cedartown last year, I had a couple of guys from Cedartown text me and asked me if I'd ever seen him play. Man, they're like, man, we never even heard of this dude before. He's like incredible. That's the thing about those four teams that Jake Keller was talking about there. Just glancing at those, all four of them have good quarterbacks this year. Solid. I mean, senior quarterbacks, um, returning starting quarterbacks, and Cedartown's in
That
the
helped
mix.
tremendously.
Yeah, and they got a 3-year starter at Cedartown. Big thing for Rockmart. His quarterback backup looked good enough to step in. Yeah, that's always helpful. That's what you want to see right there. Last season when JD went down, backup wasn't going. Yeah.
I got It looks like Big Matt's popped up here. I don't see his image, but
Matt,
might be working on his camera. When we get him up, I'll bring him back in.
Mike, I know you're excited about that game in 2 weeks, man. Have you already got your tickets? You camped out over there yet? You ready for that Rockmart Cedartown game? I'm hearing I've seen a lot of score predictions, man, that put Rockmart at a 14-point underdog. You agree, disagree? Think it's going to be closer? Let's stir the beehive up here tonight, man. It's late, almost 12 o'clock. I mean, anybody that's awake right now watching this show was a diehard high school football fan. Probably had too much to drink.
I don't know. I think we talked about this game. Oh man, so he went
He's
to both
torn, man.
schools.
Torn. He's going to be out there cheering for both of them.
I don't know. I think
That's the way to do it,
he's
man.
got to
That's the
be
way to
leaning
do it.
one way or another. I guarantee you he doesn't tell nobody he went to both schools on the day of the game. He's cheering for one or the other.
This is one of the things I saw when we were making our picks for 7-4A. Man, Central has 18 or 19 seniors. A lot of young playmakers that start. I was torn. I mean, up until we made our picks that night on the show, man, I had Central in at number 3, and I don't know. I might let you guys talk me into Heritage. I don't know what's going on. Like I
I
said,
mean,
it's gonna be tough.
Heritage and the seniors, man, they got a ton of seniors.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that means a lot. But I mean, talented underclassmen, I could trump a senior. Yes, sir. I
We
believe
enjoyed it, man.
Mr. Springfield. I believe he was running the ball tonight. So
He scored a touchdown that I credited
yeah,
to another Wyatt. There was 2 Wyatts out there, and I credited the other Wyatt with the touchdown, but it was a Wyatt Springfield that scored the TD. Let's just get that straight. Wyatt Key is who I said.
ah,
I'm old, man, and you can't have too many kids with the same name on the team. I get confused.
yeah. I don't, and I believe I went back and looked. I think the quarterback's name is Dylan Silver. I keep wanting to call it
Dylan.
Sam Silver, and I think that's maybe a brother or a
Sam's his
kinfolk
older.
or something.
Yeah, Sam's his older brother, who I think is at
That's what I
Birmingham
thought.
Southern right now.
He
He
was
was
a good
quarterback
player
there
as
too, man.
well.
So it's just like silver after silver after silver. And the
Yeah, I
guys we
think
were
we
talking
talked
to at the game
about
tonight said there's
Smiling
another
Chain
one.
game. So there's another one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt
Michael
says
said
he's
he's
in,
going.
but I don't have the visual.
Yeah, Michael went on record, man. I'm going to tell the world. Michael went on record and said Rockmart. That he's cheering for Rockmart. So
Cheering for
if you guys
Rockmart.
see, yeah, so if you guys see Michael down there waving a Bulldog banner next Friday night, that's going to be a great game, though. Like I said, all jokes aside, that's going to be awesome. That game's always, I've been on twice in the last 5 years, and I'm tempted to go again this year, but, I'm trying to see a variety of games. But, man, I tell you what, if like I said before, if you're a high school football fan and you don't have any attachments to any schools around here, that is one game you need to see at least once. Somebody just typed in LFO Warriors, man. I know they're probably excited about that 14-7 win tonight up at East Ridge. Um, I think some of the players felt disrespected by our picks in 6 AAA that we didn't have them in the playoff spot. But that's tough, man. I think they'll be there challenging. Trayvon Gott, man, a heck of a player. I think he's a proud member of Team Birds, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I swear, people, when we picked them on, seemed like when we picked them for that fantasy team, they started getting offers. It's like, wow, people will see the same people we do. That's good.
Yeah. That either means one that people watch our picks, or two, we're
Hey,
just good at
yeah,
picking. You know?
there you go. Maybe it's
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
We're
if they
good at picking.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough, man. That was a legitimate tough thing to do because there's a lot of teams and most teams with multiple players that you would want to pick, and we didn't want to upset people, but I mean, you got to pick for all these different positions. So
Yeah. I think you could actually came in and made a third team of guys that were just as good as the 2 teams we picked.
probably so.
I know we left off very good players, man. Reese Fountain and Vakari Swain are 2 of the ones I can think of right off the top of my head that will be on all-star teams at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no telling how many yards Fountain's going to throw for this year, and then Swain just super athletic.
Yeah, this is a game for sure right here, man. Rockmart, Irwin County. I think that's the 4th week of the regular season. Irwin County coming to Rockmart. That's going to be huge.
Where does Irwin fall now after the reclass?
They're Class A school, I think. Ranked number 3 in Class A, behind Brooks,
Oh,
Brooks,
I got
and somebody else down there. Who was somebody else?
you. Brooks is in their region,
Mm-hmm.
so it's
Yeah.
Bacon, Brooks, Irwin, and Pelham.
I'm trying to think who Cal Prep was predicted to be the final in single A. It was Brooks County and a private school. I guess Prince Avenue Christian. That's who they have as 1 and 2. And the Irwin County number 3. Big Mac
Prince
trying to get in
Avenue
here.
Christian. Yeah, he said it's saying something about connections. I don't know if he's. I don't know.
Must be some fog over Lake Weiss tonight, huh?
Fog over Lake Wise.
Fog over Lake Weiss.
I don't. He doesn't live right next to the lake, but
Like I said, for those that are just jumping in, man, if you haven't been to our website, NWGA football.us, got a little food section, man. That's my second favorite thing behind high school football is food. You can't tell it because I'm sitting down, but if I stand up, you'll be like, man, that's a food expert right there. And we're gonna go around this year, man. Try some mom and pop places, and we'll give you some reports on some food. These little towns we go to, and like I said, try to support the mom and pop places, like we support these high school football players. And if you weren't on with us earlier, me and Benton, we stopped at the Shannon Diner tonight, and very good barbecue plate, great service.
Yeah, it was a good barbecue plate. I had mashed potatoes and okra, which was good.
Yeah, I got to wait to see which place it's clicked on the most on the page, and looks like the John Henry Grill in downtown Rome is like the most popular place on the food page right now. And if you cork your kale next Friday night, staying in Rome, get down to John Henry's Grill downtown. Man, they got steak, seafood, nice little place right there on Broad Street. Beautiful downtown Rome. Unpaid advertisement.
I don't think I've ever ate there. Have you ever ate at a place called downtown called Jamwich? You know what I'm talking
I have
about?
not. I have not. Man, that's what me and my wife were talking about today. Doing this food page works good because we're gonna go try a bunch of places because I get stuck on the same place. I'm not gonna tell
Yeah.
you what place I get stuck on because Little Caesars.
I'm not going to tell you, but Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Look at
Hey,
look at this for you. You talk about first three home games. I mean, first three games of the season, man. We got Gaston City, Alabama, South Paulding, and Rome. That's a heck of a start.
yeah, I don't know much about Gaston City, but you would think that they were, you would think they'd have a large school. I don't know if he's able to hear us or not. Can you hear us, Big Matt? Big Matt? That looks a lot like Big Matt. It's a caricature, but it looks a lot like him.
DJ Pollard says he's pretty sure Gaston's had a few kids go to Alabama over the years. So yeah, they're probably pretty stout. That's what I like about Coach King, man. He's gonna go out and schedule some big time opponents. I mean, if you're gonna be the man, you got to beat the man. They got the freshman sensation down there, Juju Schuster.
Yeah, yeah, and he's going to be thrown into it. Thrown into the pile. Um, any other games next week that we hadn't got to or talked about?
I think we covered them all for the most part. Like I said, I'll have a pinned tweet on my Twitter page this week that'll show you all the games from August 12th going on next Friday night. Georgia High School Football Daily. They have a section where you can go on and see all the games for the next Friday night. And like I said, we'll be back here next Friday night, man, to discuss all the action. We get warmed up too, man. This is our preseason show. Getting the flow of things here, and we'll be coming at you every Friday night on YouTube, Facebook for the season. Hopefully, we'll have about 15 weeks of this, man. We'll have a couple of schools to talk about. Week 15. Anyone get the Mount Zion score yet, man? We have not. That is the only game that we're missing tonight. Mount Zion Temple. If anybody knows anybody in Mount Zion or Temple, go knock on their door, man. Ask them if they went to the game. Call them up.
Send them a text.
Send them a text.
I'm looking August the 11th. I'm seeing Bremen at Mount Zion. Cedartown at Cass also being August the 11th is what it shows. Let's see here. I'm trying to find others in our region. Ringo at Chattanooga Central out of Tennessee on the 11th. And then Friday, of course, Bowdon at Rabun County. You spoke about it. A little bit out of our area. Blessed Trinity at Oconee County. Carrollton and Alexander.
Oh yeah, Harrelson at Villarica.
You got Dade at Lakeview Fort Overthorne as well. Dade at LFO.
It says "at" on that Georgia High School Football Daily, but the game is actually at Dade.
Got you. So they got it backwards. Okay. Mm.
I have to agree with Mr. Pollard here, man. That's why I'm so curious about the score. You know, Mount Zion and Temple was probably really evenly matched. Yeah, I think so too. Rockmart at Pickens, that's the one we talked about earlier. That's going to be a good game, you know. Pickens has got a good young returning quarterback. I think he's got a couple of years under his belt now as a starter. Coach Myers has done a great job up there with the Dragons.
That Lumpkin County team we seen in the spring is at Banks County. Model at Lafayette. I think we talked about that. Like I said earlier, I had a one-on-one conversation with Andy Scott, the Lafayette Rambler head coach, and he was gracious enough to join us, and that'll run tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. if you want to catch that on all of our streaming sites, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, YouTube.
Yeah, and if you're still in bed tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock and can't catch it, man, we'll retweet it and resend it all week, and
yeah, it'll be there.
You'll get a chance to hear Coach Scott talk about the Ramblers.
Yeah, that's
like I
one
said.
of those.
If there's any other coaches, that want to come on and talk to us this year, man, we promise we won't ask any hard questions.
No, I don't even know if I asked any questions. We just talked.
DJ said he's going to be in Helen next weekend, man. So he's going to ride up and watch some Bowdon, Rabun County. Just make sure you don't get snake bit in the creek. And stay out of the bars late at night.
Don't get snake bit in the creek and stay out of the bars. Pepperell at Dalton, is that another? That's another one that I got here on the list. South Paulding at Hiram, you spoke about that one. Southeast Woodfield at Murray County next week. Stevens County at Fannin, that would be a good one to watch. Of course, the others we talked about, Trine at Cherokee County, Alabama. And that pretty much wraps it up for all of our area teams.
All right, guys. I guess I'm going to go to.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know why.
I'm going to wrap it up, man. We'll have to get with Big Matt this week, man. Practice with him, see if we can get him on here.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working, but we'll have to figure that out off air and then get him on here. let him talk. He's a football knowledgeable guy for sure.
Yeah, and before I forget, man, head over to the website, sign up for the Pick'em. It's free. I'm gonna make sure this year, if you're not in at the week one, I'm gonna cut it off, man, because we had like over 500 people in it by the time the season was over last year, and that's too much calculating.
Yeah, I do a Pick'em as well, and it'll be posted out once the first week of the season goes. I'll post it on my Twitter and Facebook accounts, and if you miss more than 2 weeks, you're eliminated. So if you want to have a chance at it, of course, you're not going to win anyway if you miss more than 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
what we
that's
do is it's a
basket.
little different than yours. Yours is a little against the spread. Mine is just straight up pick them 10 games a week. There's a if you win, if you have the most, if you guess the correct score or closest to the correct score on the game of the week, and you get the most points of that week, then you get an extra point for basically winning the week. So that's kind of the it's just a fun thing, and I don't. There's no prize that I've been made aware of yet. just to say, hey, I won it, or I'm the
Yeah.
luckiest, or I'm the smartest, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, we're
But
we're doing a little tournament of champions on mine too this year. I took the last 4 years. I've been doing this is our fifth year now. Taking the last four champions, and we're going to go head to head. Man, they're going to battle it
yeah,
out to see who the champion of the champions are.
man, on yours, a lot of times I find myself just doing all kind of other stuff, and I forget a week or two or something, and you lose. You can't
Yep.
you can't forget, or you're done. Well, alrighty.
All right, man.
So you'll be at the grindstone next weekend, right?
Maybe. If I'm not, I'm going to be down the street here, man, watching Temple and Armurchie.
I got you. Well, I'll try to have some things Thursday night and possibly Friday night too down at Trine. So um, we'll post them on the interwebs. We got right here. Carter Taylor wants an opinion before we leave.
Rockmart versus Cass later this season. When are they playing? Huh?
Let's
And
see.
where? When? When and where?
I know what my initial thought is, but let me go and
I tell you what, man. Kudos to Cass, man. They're playing a heck of a schedule this year, also.
8:26, which looks like the second game of the year for Cass at Cass.
At Cass. Like I said, my initial feeling is Rockmart to win, but ask me August the 20th, man. After the Corky Kale.
Cass is one of those teams that has multiple playmakers.
Multiple.
So does Rockmart.
Yeah.
So I think Cass is still trying to. With the teams around it like Cartersville and all those, I think Cass is still trying to get a seat at the table. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
they're moving other people to get room. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think they're on the uprise, but
I'll tell you what, Coach Gates has done a great job over there in the short period of time he's been there.
oh yeah, I think it's a interesting game. We'll be following all of those, obviously. All righty. Well, until next time.
Yeah. Till next time, man. We'll see you guys
All
later.
righty.